o'clock.
You got to get off mute, Tony.
I tried, Jim. You just let me off. I was clicking it.
Well, Commissioner Paradiso, the rule is the last one in has the prayer, so congratulations.
All right, I could do that.
Okay, Jimmy, you ready for us?
Ready for the pledge?
Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, so we'll come out. We had a work session. We were on temporary hiatus, and now we're back. I will call this meeting of the Seneca County Board of Commissioners to order, 10 o'clock on July 9th. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Commissioner Paradiso, please lead us in a prayer.
Dear God, thank you for bringing us all together today. Thank you for the little rain we received yesterday, and hopefully more rain in the future, the next couple days. I want to ask that you look over this meeting as we make decisions for the best interest of the county and the citizens here. And we, in your name, we thank you. Amen.
Amen. Okay, Nikki, how about a roll call?
Commissioner Kirschner?
Here.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Here.
Commissioner Thomas?
Here.
Okay, now it's time when we'll accept the motion to approve the digital audio video recording of the previous session held on Thursday, July 2nd. I will accept the motion.
So moved.
I'll
So
second.
moved.
Thank you. Nikki, you need a roll call on that.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes.
Commissioner Kirschner?
Yes. Stacy Wilson, you're on. Administrator's report. What do you got for us?
I have nothing today. I've been kind of on vacation this week, so
How do we know?
I'll let you guys handle the report today.
Okay. Good. Anthony, we'll start with you. You want to start with our meeting last night, or do you want to start somewhere else?
Yeah, actually, that's would like to comment. Last night, the JLB Ambulance District had a meeting out in Bettsville. Commissioner Kirschner was there. I was there. Commissioner-elect Tyler Schuff was present. Good to see him out there. Stacy, we had Ken Majors, Dr. Fitzpatrick. It was a good meeting to basically discuss protocol, some administrative issues that have arrived, some concerns that have come up with regards to having the ambulances furnished with proper equipment, oxygen, et cetera, the replacement of these items, communication. I thought it was a very, very healthy meeting. Some things came up that needed to be addressed. I think everyone was very cooperative. Mr. Davis out there, the director of that district, I thought he's new. I think he's doing a good job, was very open to some different discussions. Their board, I thought, handled things well. And so a very positive meeting. I think the meeting was needed, and I'm glad we were all there to be part of it. So that was last night, and I'll let you talk a little bit about this morning's meeting, Mike, but really that's all I have for my report. Thanks.
Mr. Thomas?
Yeah, I just wanted to update you that I followed up with Sandusky County about the solar project that Palmer Energy had brought forward, and they had mentioned Russ Zimmerman by name, so I reached out to Russ and talked to him a little bit, and they're signed in and they want to see what it offers them. So, I've done a little bit more research. I've asked Palmer for some more information. If at some point I get satisfied with the information, I'll bring it forward for a further conversation. So just wanted to update you on that. Radio this morning went great. Thank you, John Kern, as always.
Perfect. Okay. Well, we've had a series of meetings, as you guys probably know, with the TSEP, Tiffin Sonic Economic Partnership, regarding the way that we're going to handle, or the way that TSEP, we believe, should handle future major projects that come to Tiffin. We've had discussions with the city of Troy, with the city of Willoughby, with the 4 or 5 others that I don't recall. We've had Craig Gossman in on the conversations as it relates to best practices when there might be a major project coming to a specific community. All that stuff, I'm really abbreviating it because it was about 8 or 9 meetings that lasted probably 2 hours apiece. They met yesterday. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend that, but they're going to summarize everyone's thoughts regarding how best to handle major projects. I think that the gist of the conversation was pretty well summarized by Gossman Group with best practices, and that would be that when we do have a project that we'd like to do, whether it be on the river or downtown or somewhere in the county, that we maybe get some folks in and request for some proposals, and then a request for qualifications. I think that it's unanimous that we have to make sure, if it's a major project, that the company that they're talking about doing the project is vetted properly, and that we know exactly what the odds are for the project going forward as we start to assist them in the project. So it's been a good meeting. Andrew Kellenow spent a lot of time at it. I thank him for that. David Zach, as always, has been very conscientious in putting together the summary of the meetings. All that stuff will be available to all of us in the very near future. The second thing is, I have read over in detail and highlighted, and I'm going to read again the summary of the report given to us by Gossman regarding buildings and grounds. I do think that we probably need to discuss that in detail. I don't know that next week is the time, because we've got the COVID conversation next week, but I'd like to get it on the agenda for the week following, Nikki, if that's possible, so that we can spend some time with that document. We paid significant dollars for it. We probably ought to highlight the areas that we want to concentrate on and maybe put a plan together going forward. So that's my report. Anything else from any of the commissioners or any of the staff?
Do you want Gossman to be invited to that?
I think at this point, probably not. I think it's just being able to, I would like them available by phone if possible in case there are questions. But I think by that time, we would all have had an opportunity to absorb it, call them and ask questions, and move forward with the discussion.
Okay.
Okay. Any old business to be brought before the commission? Okay. Under new business, we have the coronavirus relief fund budget. Stacey, I assume you have some comment there.
Yes. I worked with Julie a little bit last week, and Mary Jane beginning of this week, to try to narrow down what lines we were going to use for the coronavirus relief fund. What we've kind of agreed upon for all of the expenses that have already been incurred by various departments and entities. It's going to be basically a reimbursement. So we will have to reach out to the departments and have them invoice me, and we will pay for that out of other expense. I'm hoping next week at our work session, we can all discuss kind of what paperworks we want to see to be able to get that started. But I think we need to get the money in place this week. Just so it's there. We got to get some purchase orders put in place, and then we'll be ready to go after our conversations at the next work session next week. So what I've got put in right now for supplemental appropriation is 600,000 for other expense, 50,000 for equipment, 150,000 for salaries, 100 for supplies, and I have PRS 21,000 and Medicare $2,175. And we can move this around. We just wanted to get it in line. That'll bring the total to 923,175. So that'll be budgeting the full amount that has been allocated. I think there's more expenses out there that have not been coded in the system as COVID. Board of Elections have some additional funding coming their way. So I think we gotta, watch that, maybe not include their expenses in this round just because they're getting separate money from the state. So, so that's what I've got proposed for the budget for the Coronavirus Relief Fund for your discussion and approval.
Okay, let's break it down time here. So we have been, the CARES Act as the state of Ohio has sent us approximately $2 million. You have $900,000 specific county expenses that you detailed a minute ago, 923,000.
Yep,
So
that's our total allocation.
Right. So of the other $1.1 million, that money will be coming from requested reimbursements from different electeds and different agencies that we have in the county, or where would the $1.1 million?
That goes to the cities and the
Right.
townships and villages. They're going to disperse that how they deem is necessary, and whatever they don't use, it gets returned to the county. The county has the ability to reallocate that either to a county expense, or, if the cities need more money, it'll be up to us to reallocate those funds.
So at what point have we requested the different political subdivisions to get back to us their reimbursement request?
I think that's
To
kind
see
of
how-
what we're going to talk about next week in our work session, to kind of figure out, what we're going to need from them, where they're at, if we can help them determine some costs.
Should we invite the city of Tiffin and Fostoria to that meeting? I would assume those would be the two largest reimbursement request entities. Any thoughts, gentlemen?
Yeah, I think they've both expressed an interest in knowing if there's going to be a reallocation. So this would be a good time for them to participate.
Okay. And I suppose that at least one township representative, I mean, all the townships are welcome, but hopefully, I think there's different levels of interest in reimbursement from the townships, but we'd like to get them on board, right?
Yeah, I think it's pretty simple because it's just whoever has passed a resolution to have CARES Act funds.
Okay.
Those are the folks that would want to be in the conversation.
Okay. All right. Well, and in light of our conversation this morning with the School of Op, if there is some money that is available that is not allocated, we probably ought to reach out to those outside agencies, if you will, to make certain that we can allocate all $2 million. We don't want any of that going back to the state if we can avoid it, because theoretically we have another round coming somewhere in the not too distant future. Okay.
I would make
anything
a
else?
motion. I'd make a motion that we accept that budget for the CARES Act funding.
Appreciate that. Anthony,
No, second.
roll call, please, Nikki.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Yes.
Commissioner Kirschner.
Yes. Anything else under new business?
I do. Stantec had called at the end of the day yesterday, and I think Tony spoke briefly with Brad this morning. There is an opportunity to get some grant funding from ODOT It looks like the FY21 ODOT, and this would be for the replacement of the existing runway edging lighting and runway end identifier lights with new LED equipment. The grant submission is due July 15th. That's why we had to address this today instead of waiting till next week. We just found out about it yesterday. The estimate for this project is about $336,000. It's 100% reimbursement. The only caveat to that, they state that that would not be eligible are government application assistance costs, which should not exceed $2,000.
Okay, motion is the county needs to apply for that grant.
Yeah.
Second.
no,
Yeah, the
Is that
county
what-
needs to,
or-
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll second it.
okay. Roll call, Nikki.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Yes.
and Commissioner Kirschner.
Yes. You can't put any of that money in the taxiway, I take it.
Nope.
And it looks like Brian from is logged in too.
Okay,
I
Brian,
think
do you
it's
have
pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Okay, any other new business? Stacy, anyone?
Nope, I don't have anything.
Hearing none, Jimmy, it's time for public comment. Anybody have their hand raised out there?
Don't see anything in the chat, but just so everyone knows, you can actually unmute yourself if you would like to speak during public comment. So either say something in the chat or just unmute yourself and speak up.
Here's Audrey.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
From TSUP, I just wanted to let you all know, in the downtown, I know last week the DORA got read up, so that did go into effect on Tuesday evening. I know Commissioner Thomas had a chance to enjoy it. I saw on Facebook.
Yeah, it was great. I got the first Dora Cup from the Empire.
That's awesome.
He's been on Facebook, Seneca News Daily. He's probably going to be featured in Time
Had his
Magazine.
daughter with him. It was
Yeah.
good.
So yeah, so that the licenses are out. If anyone hears anything or wants to, has any businesses that want any information, please have them reach out to Amy at our office. She is the point person on that. What else? We held our monthly business forum on yesterday morning. That was great. There was some really great information presented about how companies can get involved in selling to government. There were great updates from different state officials and local officials. So we actually are posting that recording on our Facebook. So if businesses weren't able to attend, they can actually still watch that later because there was a lot of value there provided for our businesses. So if anyone has questions about that, that's available on our Facebook. Other than that, the PPPL was extended until August 8th. So if you, again, have any businesses that are struggling, that was slated to be closed on June 30th, that is now extended until August 8th. And the period during which they can get their payroll expenses reimbursed is also extended. So make sure businesses are aware and they can work with us on figuring that out. So PPPL and the EIDL, both the federal programs to help businesses out, are still available. So please have businesses reach out to us about that. I think that is the only updates I have for you all. Are there any questions for TSEP today?
My only question is, Commissioner Thomas, what was your drink of choice in that Dora Cup?
It was a Manhattan, a pretty good one.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Okay, anybody else out there would like to speak in open session?
Commissioner
none.
Paradiso, just as a testament to increased government efficiency, since we've made Commissioner Kirschner president, we're down to 20 minutes.
I love it. Yeah.
Hey,
All
everybody,
right. See,
uh,
thank you, guys.
Let's accept the motion for adjournment.
I
So
guess
moved.
Shane accepted. I second it. Yeah.
Good. It sounds like it's unanimous, Nikki. We don't need a roll call. Enjoy the
Well,
day,
happy
guys.
birthday to the two birthday boys this week. We had Mike and Tony. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank God for another year.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy the day. Stay cool, everyone.